here we go again with taking away the accountability and the personal responsibility of these thugs. Good day, everybody. Welcome to the channel, Modern Renaissance Man. I am your host, Ty Smith. No, I really do appreciate you guys all being here and taking time out of your day, or depending on what time you're watching this, to watch this content. If you do like the content that I put out, make sure you hit that right there so that my content can consistently be recommended to you and that it can be pushed out in the YouTube world so everybody can hear this message and this huge movement we have going on thanks to you guys. Don't forget to follow me on the platforms you see above and below, all right? Last thing, double check to make sure that you still are subscribed to the channel, because unfortunately YouTube don't like black people who are level-headed and have common sense talking about subjects like this. They rather have me on here complaining about being a victim and how racist things is and oh, we so downtrodden, disenfranchised, which y'all are getting ready to hear some of that in here. But I'm going to do this video with you guys, all right? Now, let me warn you, disclaimer. It was recommended to me by other content creators to do this live, in a sense to where I'm watching the video live with my live reactions and responding accordingly. This is not going to be where I traditionally do my video where I play the whole video and then I talk about it. In other words, there is going to be some pausing. And without a shadow of doubt, watch some of you certain people with a certain mindset that seem to not be able to understand English. You're still going to go in there, man, you were pausing too much. Deal with it, because I'm getting ready to do a lot of pausing, most likely, okay? Especially when I know it's dealing with my city, where I grew up at, had some raising on there, family, tons of family still there. And I appreciate your family for sending me this as well. Without further ado, let's get ready to get into it. So if you guys don't know, over the 4th of July weekend, 100+ people were shot. It's no surprise. I'm just being real. It's not like this is like, oh, I can't believe this is happening. No, it's no surprise. It's no surprise. Anyway. And here's Mayor Brandon Johnson's response. And my family was like, you're going to love what this man has to say. I think y'all being sarcastic with that, fam. But here we go.
Today, I stand here today heartbroken. Over 100 people have been shot in this city. 19 people have been killed this holiday weekend. But these are not just numbers on pages.
Yes, they are.
These are not just headlines in the news.
Yes, they are. This is nothing new. You're used to it.
No. These are our fellow Chicagoans. They're our neighbors, family members who've lost their lives. These are 19 families whose lives are forever altered. And 19 families who woke up this morning without a son, without a daughter, without a mother, without a father, without an aunt, without an uncle.
Now, folks, let's keep it real. I do have a heart. And for some of you that were worried about this, none of my family was involved in any of this. There's no worries there. But it's amazing to me that you seem to be really concerned about the ones who lost their life, but you're not caring about the lives who you are destroying right now. Hence, illegal alien, giving them money. And okay, let's keep with this. Yeah, I had to throw that in there. Yeah, so what?
Over 100 people whose lives will never be the same, whose next chapter in life is recovery and healing from this violence. These 100 people are members of families and communities, numbering in the thousands, who are also feeling the devastation and the impact of the incessant violence in the city of Chicago. I know all too well how this shows up, as I've often encountered the trauma in my classroom with my former students after a violent and horrific weekend. As a father raising a family on the west side of Chicago, this violence we are seeing, it's very close to home.
You live there. Of course it's close to home. This is nothing new. This is nothing new. Why is he acting like this is something new? What happened the weekend before that? The weekend before that? The weekend before that? The weekend before that? The weekend before that?
This violence plaguing our community, it is deeply personal.
It's so personal, you're not going to do anything about it. I bet, family, if y'all watching this, I bet you he does not damn or condemn the ones who are responsible for this. If so, I'll stand corrected.
This is not about just simply tallying our pain. This violence that happened this weekend did not happen in a vacuum, however. No, it didn't. We are standing here today talking about a violent weekend because of generations of disinvestment.
What?
And deep disenfranchisement in the exact communities where so much of the violence is taking place.
Here we go. I knew it. I knew some shape, form, and fashion. The whole, we downtrodden, disenfranchised. It sounds like he's about to go down the path of saying it is the white man's fault. Somehow, us poor, lowly black people who can't do nothing for ourselves, this is the result. It's never the blame on the individuals that's doing it, but always somebody else. I knew it.
But we are here to say emphatically that this is enough. It's enough.
What are you gonna do?
When this reckless violence ravages across our city at this magnitude, we are losing a piece of the soul of Chicago. And it deeply pains me to admit that, but it is true. But I will not stand idly by. We will not be passive in this moment. We need to ensure that we are holding every single individual accountable for the pain and trauma and the torment that they have caused in this city.
By doing what? See, I told you a lot of things can be learned just from being a father. Let my sons know when they were growing up, if you do this, I'm going to do this. See, I wasn't looking. I know some of y'all, all of us are different. I wasn't one of those fathers that say, son, if you do this, you're going to be in big trouble. No, he knew exactly what the trouble was going to be. I didn't say, if you do this, you're going to be held accountable, son. No, I let him know what was, you do this, I'm whooping your butt. Now, some of y'all might be against that. That's completely fine. To each his own. I got 2 grown sons right now, great upstanding citizens, great grown men right now. Do they got any girl pregnant? Have they been in the gang? Have they been involved in any drugs? Have they been involved in any altercations with the police? Any altercations whatsoever? Anything at all? College, right? Why? Now, you can say what you want to. Not all kids, I get that, but this is what I did. My sons knew the consequences of anything they did if it was wrong, disobedient, any of it. Plain and simple. If you know what's going to happen to you, most likely it's a good chance you're not going to be too easily thrilled to go and do those things. So right now, them being held accountable. Any of these people that are responsible for if you were involved in the cause of this death, if you had something to do with the cause of the death, you most likely going to be going to jail for the rest of your life. If not, you're going to be going for a minimum of 15 years. Throw it out there. Say what's going to happen to them. But they know, y'all know they got Fox up there. You know, they let criminals out. The police department are already working on so many different crimes already from people getting shot. This is going to be something to y'all after all this shenanigans of the propaganda, sensationalism of the news. Those cases going to be thrown amongst the other thousands. Let's keep it real.
There will be consequences. There will be consequences for the violence. We will not let criminal activity ruin and harm our city.
Lie. Straight lie. Now, here's the kicker, though, guys. Here's the kicker.
And deep
I'll show y'all something. Because this is really interesting. Because this man came out and completely.
Also stressed that everyone must take responsibility.
At nearly 500 Johnson foe, Alderman Smith, Johnson met people impacted by the violence.
Here's what I can say emphatically, that my work never ends.
Chicago, do you think that was a wise idea to be out of town?
Well,
yes.
Here's what I can say. Responsibility of
including a family that light shot 500 behind the tech. His comprehensive
of
violence
killed dozens more.
Let me see if I can find y'all the video I'm talking about. Here we go. Check this out.
Yeah, it is personal. Black death has been unfortunately accepted in this country for a very long time.
Who's accepting it? Us! Us! Are you going to say there was white people are accepting? White people don't want to do nothing about black people killing each other. We are accepting it. We seem to be accepting the fact that we are degenerate. I'm not talking about all black people. I'm talking about the black folks they are referring to before any of y'all started to cry. You always talking about black people. You coon, you Uncle Tom, you bootlicker, you house nigga, you push nigga, you tap nigga. Go on and do all that all you want to. We're talking about the thugs, the criminals. We're talking about the ones who came up in the type of mind frame. You know exactly who he's talking to. You know exactly who he's talking to. Again, take away from personal accountability and personal responsibility. Keep it going.
We had a chance 60 years ago to get at the root causes, and people mocked President Johnson. And we ended up with Richard Nixon. This country for a very long time. Black death has been unfortunately accepted in this country for a very long time. We had a chance 60 years ago to get at the root causes, and people mocked President Johnson. And we ended up with Richard Nixon.
Lyndon B. Johnson is the sole reason why we are here like we are right now, because of his policies. Are you serious? Lyndon B. Johnson, who said I had them niggas voting 200 years Democrat? Him? And you're backing that? This is exactly what I'm talking about. What do you mean we had a chance? What? Who's the one that wanted the fathers out of the homes? Huh? That's what I told y'all. They're not going to take no personal responsibility. It's always going to be somebody else's fault. Thank the Lord, as a father, I was able to sift through a whole lot of this bull crap. What are you talking about, Ty? I'll give you an example. My sons were younger. I let it be known in my house. I let it be known. If you do something, this was going to happen to you, okay? I already told you guys that earlier. Now, this one time, I'm going to give y'all an example. My son, youngest one, boy. As you can see the nickname, you'll know why. I call him boy. Don't go out. When you go outside, do not pick up. You can play with rocks and all that, but don't throw them at anybody. Don't throw them at the house or nothing like that at all. If y'all want to get some things like the little plastic bottles, whatever like that, put them along the fence by the tree, throw it there. But do not throw rocks at the house. You got it? Both my sons, my nieces and nephews, we got it. Sitting in the house. Heard the glass break. Ooh, I went out there. Who did it? All of them pointed at my son, boy. Come here. Dad, I wasn't the only. They were throwing rocks too. Come here. But I didn't only one. They were throwing. They did. No. What did I tell you to do? I know, but then no, you don't know, because if you did, you wouldn't have did. Come here. You know what's about to happen to you. Ty, jeez. Yes. What am I saying that for? These people know exactly what they're doing when they're about to do a drive-by. They know what they're doing when they're shooting at people. They know what they're doing when they join the gang. They know what they're doing when they're robbing somebody. They know what they're doing when they sexually assaulting somebody. They know what they are doing. So stop making excuses and try to say, well, if it wasn't for Lyndon B., if it wasn't for Richard Nixon, and we would have had Lyndon B., we wouldn't be, if it wasn't for our neighborhood. You can stay in the worst neighborhood per se in the world. What makes the neighborhood worse? The way that it looks or the people in it? Because there can be good people in bad neighborhoods. I grew up around some of this. There can be good people in what y'all consider to be bad neighborhoods. There's good people in the so-called projects area. You was up in Cabrini Green, there were certain blocks of Cabrini Green, there were good people in that particular area. We're talking about. But it's just amazing that nobody wants to say accountability. Like I told y'all, and I predicted it, Mayor Brandon Johnson did not say what's going to happen. There's going to be consequences. There's going to be consequences. We can't have this. You don't mean any of that. You would be able to speak from the heart on that, especially if you grew up there. You would be able to speak completely blunt, straight to it. Whoever these criminals are, we are going to be completely going after you. We're going to use every resource we probably can to find out who did what and all this. And when we catch you, we're going to do everything in our possibility to prosecute you to the fullest, to where we're going to go for the maximum on everything. It's easy. That's crazy. Anyway, y'all, let me know what y'all think of this. I know y'all thinking like, Ty, you done went off on that. Woo! Yes, because I, unlike he claims he is, I really do care about people. I've lost family up in Chicago. I've lost family in other areas in Illinois from violence like this. So yes, I'll be able to speak from the heart on this. And some of my cousins who got killed, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to miss him. It was sad, but he was about that life. It's terrible, it was sad, but my cousin, she was with the dude who was about that life. She did some of the stuff herself too. She knew she was with the thug, with the criminal, with a drug dealer. And yes, she still chose to be with him. So yes, I'm crying. We sad because we lost our cousin such and such. But she knew. It's crazy, y'all. Anyway, y'all, let me know what y'all think of this right here by putting it in the comments below after this video. Don't forget to do what you see right there in that visual right there as far as subscribing go. Double check to make sure that you still are. Last but not least, hit that thumbs up button in case you forgot to do it so that this video can be circulated with the YouTube algorithm. My content can be consistently recommended to you. I'm Ty Smith, model Renaissance man, and I hope and pray that every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing. And most of all, I pray every last one of you guys are in great health, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.